All right, let's get cooking. Hello, D-Gens. Welcome to Degenerate Takes. I, of course, am the brofict one, AJ. Happy January 3rd, 2026. Hope you're having a great new year. Hope you are starting it off right. I know I am. Love all of the games that have been on every single day. It's been great. Had a great New Year's Day Bulls, starting us off with that crazy game on New Year's Eve, and then into yesterday with hockey TGL. More bowl games. Arizona taking the L yesterday. Not a fan of that in the Holiday Bowl, but U of A basketball plays today. We will get to that in a moment, too. We've got NFL Week 18 kicking off tonight. And incentives absolutely everywhere. A great time to be looking for props. We will dive into those as well. Before I go any further, do just want to take a moment. Shout out to everyone here on Rumble, over on YouTube, X, TikTok. Y'all are the best. If you like what we're cooking, please hit those like buttons, hit the follow buttons. Does help out a lot more than you know. But let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and jump right into it, because in the NFL, we have two very important games for the NFC South and the NFC West for the division clinching. That's right. To start us off this afternoon, we've got the Panthers and the Buccaneers. Buccaneers 3-point favorites at home. 43.5 is the total. Do have 60% of the bet, 73% of the money coming in on the Panthers. And a little bit more split on the money line with 61% of the bets, 57% of the money. Oh, did my mouse just die? Did my mouse just die? Nope, there we go. Oh, my mouse just died. What the fuck? All right, I can't scroll it all today, so this will be interesting. But anyway, yeah, public kind of split on this one, but it's an interesting one. You know, the Buccaneers the last couple of weeks have not had their best performances, have really kind of come up flat, especially on the defensive side of the football. Baker Mayfield clearly playing through a lot more injury, or is a lot more injured than people are letting on, or than he is letting us know. And that is typical Baker Mayfield, and something we do see from him year over year. Towards the end of the year, he'll have his end of year press conference and be like, yeah, my knee's bad, my elbow's bad, my shoulder's bad, my neck's bad, my back's bad, and he'll just list out a laundry list of everything that's wrong. But everyone's healthy. This is for the division. They are going to be as up for this one as they can. However, they are running into a crazy team in the Carolina Panthers. Started off a little bit slow and then kept themselves in games. Not only kept themselves in games, but found themselves winning a lot of those games. Most notably, just 2 weeks ago against Tampa Bay, 23-20 at home. And that was a tight one, and it's going to continue to be a tight one. It is a division matchup. I can't believe my mouse broke. I'm really upset about that. Anyway, but it's going to be a tough one, and I kind of understand where the public's at here. Carolina has been the better team and has been going for it, but there is something in me. And I don't know if it's the public being on it, or I don't know if it's my blind trust in Baker Mayfield. OJ's got Panthers plus the 3. All right, OJ, I respect it. I think it's a good pick. 43.5. I'm leaning on the under on that one. I'm not going to lie. I do think we're looking at another divisional matchup here. Wouldn't be shocked if it does come up to another 23-20 type of game. And so winning on the hook, I'd be a fan of that. But I'm going with Tampa. I am going to go with Tampa here, minus the 3. You just have more veterans, more been there, done that type of guys, where the lights don't get too bright. Whereas Carolina, very young team, inexperienced team that may not, may get those jitters and may not be able to come off of those jitters, or it's too late when they do come off those jitters. I do think we're going to see a very close game here, but I am going to be on Tampa Bay minus the 3 here at home. And I think it's going to be a hell of a football game. I love the way Bryce Young's been playing. T-Mac has been an excellent addition to that offense. Rico Dowdle. Oh, let's talk about Dowdle real quick, because he's one of those guys. He needs to reach 1,350 rushing yards for $1 million incentive bonus. He's currently at 1,343, so he will probably get that one too. The one I would be looking out is a $250,000 incentive for Rico Dowdle to reach 8 touchdowns. Currently at 7, needs one more. Give me a Rico Dowdle anytime touchdown later today. I do think that they will do whatever they can to get him in one more time. Another one that is kind of interesting, Sterling Shepard needs to reach 40 receptions. He's at 39, so needs one more. Probably not going to get great juice on that one. But Sterling Shepard, $125,000 incentive for reaching up 400 receiving yards. Currently at 371, needs 29 more. And Baker Mayfield, he is that kind of a guy. You know what I mean? He is that type of a leader. Like, hey, let me get your incentives. So if you can find a Sterling Shepard over 30.5, I think you're going to be chilling there. Probably not at the best number, but you're going to be staying above that minus 150 there. So I do like that one a lot. Let's get to the next game on the slate today. We've got the Seahawks. We've got the 49ers in a battle for the NFC West. This one for all of the marbles. Seahawks, 2.5-point favorites on the road here. 47.5 is the total, minus 148 on the money line. For another Sam Darnold team that is poised to go to the playoffs. And really, you talked to me a couple of years ago about Sam Darnold and say, yeah, just wait. Sam Darnold's going to go back-to-back to the playoffs on really good teams with really good records. I would have said you're absolutely crazy, and please pass whatever you're smoking because I want to get some of that. But yeah, here we are. And, from his time with the Vikings, not missing a beat here in Seattle. And big important part of his time in Seattle so far. Who was that? Was that against the Rams a couple of weeks ago? He threw that interception. And it looked like, I thought it was all done at that point. Yeah, that was against the Rams 2 weeks ago. And Sam Darnold threw one interception. And it's like, okay, here's where it starts snowing. Here's where he starts seeing the ghosts. Here's where the Seahawks fall apart. But what does he do? No, he continues to ride that team. He continues to push everyone across the finish line for an overtime win. Sam Darnold, I think, has got that monkey off his back now. If he doesn't have it off, it was a good first step to get that monkey off the back, being able to throw that interception and keep it going, not seeing the ghost. With that being said, this Niners team, been kind of a quiet team this year, not a team that you've been talking about a lot because of the injuries of Brock Purdy and everybody else on offense. And it's been, okay, they're scraping by, they're winning football games, but are they really that good? Yeah, they've been consistent, they've been solid. This 49ers team is ready to roll. They're going to be at home. The 49ers faithful will be losing it there in Santa Clara to win the division. I mean, this is going to be a hell of a ball game as they have been in the past. Right now, you do have 67% of the bet, 67% of the money coming in on the 49ers, plus that 2.5. And that 2.5 is a nice number. And it's, again, kind of flip-flopping 4.5 to 2.5. Oh, shit. I'll get to those in a second. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry, Jalen Warren. And thank you guys for the follows. Appreciate y'all. But yeah, I'm on the Seahawks in this one. I'm fading the public a lot in this one, and that's not intentional. It's just the way I'm seeing the board right now. I think the Seahawks do have an overall better team that hasn't been beat up, that has been going the right direction, that has been killing it. I'm on the Seahawks today. Minus that 2.5, 3.5, wherever I can get it at. But I'm liking it a lot. Now let's get into the props for this game because there are incentives out the bumhole for one particular player, and that being quarterback Sam Darnold. First, does need a $500,000 incentive for reaching 4,000 passing yards. Currently at 3,850, needs 150 more. So not going to be great odds on Sam Darnold over 150 plus passing yards, but still. $500,000 incentive for reaching 28 passing touchdowns. Currently at 25, needs 3 more. So taking an over 2.5, over 1.5 passing touchdowns today, I do think would be a solid one. He's gonna try to go in and get that. $500,000 for 67.5 completion percentage at 67.2. So needs to have a really solid game and pull it through with the 0.3% improvement. Not only that, $500,000 for 100 passer rating, currently at 99.2. So needs 112.8. Again, can't make a lot of money, but you can make money off of, him just going and getting it done. Herbert will be short of the 4,000 yards. I think so. Jax, you want the Panthers to go? Thank you for the follow, by the way. We'll see, man. We'll say. And Doc Killa 3, thank you for the follow as well. Sorry I missed you guys. For the 49ers, just one real incentive heavy driven player in this on their side, Kendrick Bourne, $500,000 incentive for reaching 45 receptions, currently at 37, so needs 8 more receptions. So look for him to get targeted early here today, and a lot. And then $250,000 for 600 receiving yards, currently at 551, needs 49 more. So probably not the that's probably your best parlay right there. If you want to do an incentive-based parlay, is Kendrick Bourne over on receptions or 5+ receptions, and then Kendrick Bourne I would do 50 plus receiving yards or over his 37. And I think I saw it at like 37 and a half, 38 and a half or something like that. Over there, parlay that with the receptions. You could be in for a nice day. That's all I'm saying. You could be in for a nice day. But no, it's going to be a good start. You know what I mean? And week 18 and the first week of the season seem to always be the hardest weeks to gamble on. And it's not because we don't know what's going on yet. Did Dowdle get, I don't think he did. It's popping up on my report that he is still, well, which one? The $1 million one, the reaching 1350. I believe he needs 7 more yards. I can double check myself too. I will double check myself. Let's go to stats real quick. Where's Dowdle? There he is. All right, someone's wrong here. Kendrick Bourne over 10.5. Ooh, that's got to be at a good number. I think they're gonna. That way the The 49ers Seahawks, they are trying to win the game. They are trying to clinch the division. Get that spot. But at the end of the day, money is money, and the players know that. You know what I mean? And so if it makes sense, I don't hate Kendrick Bourne over 10.5 receptions. I would probably feel a little bit more comfortable with a 7.5, 8.5 point line. But and that Seahawks defense is so good. That Seahawks defense is so good and hasn't been talked about enough this season, in my opinion. And granted, that's just the NFC West. They just like to laugh at the Cardinals and to every once in a while talk about Stafford being in the MVP conversation, although I do think he gave that up last week. And we're probably looking at a Drake May MVP right here. Where was that? What was I saying? Oh, yeah, but they're both they've clinched playoff spots already. And so, having that spot at home, but again, the team, they want to get you that money. They want to get that money for you. And I don't blame them. That's great. Dude, Drake May is tough. 100%. Guy's a dog. Guy's an absolute dog. And, it pisses me off to no end. Nothing against Drake May. I like Drake May. I love the way he plays. I think he's a solid guy in general and everything. But what pisses me off is the fact that, the Arizona Cardinals have been drafting number 1 overall picks for how many players in a row? And then, God, so sorry, the Patriots had a couple of down seasons without Brady and Belichick. And then here comes Drake May and Mike Vrabel. Like, you want to talk about something that gets under my skin? That bullshit right there. Get me a half-decent GM. The Cardinals are I'm not going to talk about them. I'll wait until tomorrow so I can fully go nuclear. And I got to be honest, I'm so happy tomorrow is the last day of Cardinals football. I am so happy tomorrow is the last day of Cardinals football with this shit team, shit organization, and shit year that we've had. It's been absolutely unbelievable. I'm over it. If you can't tell, I'm over it. But anyway, those are my NFL picks. I am on the Bucks minus the 3. I'm on the Seahawks minus the 2.5. I like Dowdle for a touchdown today. I like Kendrick Bourne for receptions. I like Dowdle over on yards. I like a lot of stuff today. Let's keep it young. Oh, for the Panthers, absolutely. Yeah, he's the best QB since Cam Newton, no doubt about it. And y'all been through a rough. And I mean, Andy Dalton, shout out Andy Dalton. He's solid, but for sure. For sure. Kendrick Bourne 6.5 longest reception. Ooh, I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. Of the picks I've almost bet on today, I don't hate that one the most. But going to be a good day of ball in the NFL, and then we get a full slate tomorrow to end week 18. No Monday Night Football. I know. I am sad about it too. But hey, that just means we have everything going off tomorrow. We're going to have a big, big pre-show tomorrow. Don't you worry about it. Trefirm7, thank you for the follow, brother. At the Panther. Dude, that was a great game. That was a hell of a game. And I again, Bryce Young, what a story arc. And it just shows, I think it just really shows that, we put so much pressure on these kids so early when they come out of the draft. Poor kid. He was at Bama and everything, and then he goes to a shit-ran organization like the Panthers who hasn't done jack shit since Cam Newton. And I mean, it gets benched, comes back, and performs at a different level. And you can see that year over year. It seems like his preparation every week and all of that is, taken to the next level. And I hope that we see more quarterbacks get that chance to develop like that. And I don't mind when they get benched early. I really don't. If anything, it's shown that it does a lot of good. So Mike Evans should go off. Yeah, give me a Mike Evans touchdown too. Today's a good day for a Mike Evans TD. Love it. Love it. Love it. But I do want to go ahead and touch on some college ball real quick. We're just going to stay in the top 25. We're not going to get anything too crazy here. But just to start it off, we got Virginia, North Carolina State. North Carolina State 5.5-point favorites here. 152.5 is the total going up against number 21 Virginia. I put this one through my program, and I do have North Carolina State as a 3.5-point favorite going into this one. Virginia coming off of a tough triple overtime loss on New Year's Eve to Virginia Tech. Hard to get that monkey off your back. Hot takes today. You want a hot take today? Oh, you're on VA money line? That's a hot take. I'll get Xavier Legette needs to catch the ball. Good luck with that one. Yeah, I understand why people are on Virginia. I think Virginia is good, and I'm usually not one to jump on this whole NC State bandwagon. But this one for me comes more of they played a triple overtime game just 3 days ago. That's going to put some stuff on you. You're traveling then to NC State. Give me North Carolina minus the 5.5. I'm not a big fan of where that number's at. I do wish it was sitting more at about 4.5, 4 even, but hey, we'll do what we can do. We'll do what we can do. Let me see. What do I can't do this. All right. Kentucky, Alabama. My mouse really shat out on me today. That is so disappointing. I love this mouse. I've had this mouse granted for 5 years though. So it was about time. I do need a new mouse now. Anyway, where were we going? Oh, Kentucky, Alabama. Alabama 4.5-point favorites here. 175.5 is the total. If this is played in Kentucky, I'm probably sitting somewhere else, but give me Alabama on this one. Wake versus Virginia Tech. Oh, that's not top 25, is it? No. All right, fine. I got you on that one. Because Wake Forest, the Demon Deacons, they've been looking good. Virginia Tech, Wake Forest. Wake Forest 5.5-point favorites, 153.5 is the total. And I'm kind of in the same thought process as with Virginia. They just played a triple overtime game just a couple of days ago, and then going on the road. Give me Wake Forest minus the 5.5 here. That's just a bad set of circumstances there. I'm not going to lie. That's just rough for both Virginia Tech and Virginia. That's a tough one. Let's go back to top 25. Virginia Tech 12-win team at plus 200 seems free. I get it. I totally get it. Where's the public on that one? $65% of the bets, 56% of the money. Yeah, public's with you there too. I totally get it. I get it. Again, I'm just thinking of travel time. I'm thinking of how late that game was. I'm thinking of all of that. I totally get where you're coming from, but I can't pull that trigger. I'm gonna stay on Wake. Not a biggest fan of that one, but I'm gonna stay on Wake. Nope, wrong tab. There we go. Oh, this whole not having an actual mouse thing is killing me. Oklahoma State, Texas Tech, 11.5-point favorites, 168.5 is the. There we go. Sorry about that. Anyway, Oklahoma State, Texas Tech, 11.5-point favorites, 168.5 is the total. Oklahoma State's been giving a lot of teams a run for their money and hasn't really been given, in my opinion, the proper respect. Granted, you start looking at their schedule, yeah, Bethune-Cook and KC and, yeah, GC. I get it. I get why probably they're not ranked right now, and it makes a lot of sense. But with that being said, this is a solid squad. I think they're going to put up a fight. I don't think it's going to be a big enough fight, especially at home. Give me Texas Tech minus that 11.5. And fans are going to be rabid after losing. Yeah, OK State is solid. They're solid. I can't take them on a double-digit spread, though, until I see them actually play some real teams. I think Auburn beats Georgia. Georgia coming in as 6.5-point favorites. Ooh. Let me refresh myself here. Yeah, I mean, playing Purdue and playing Arizona fairly well. Yeah, I'm with you. I think Auburn takes this one. Georgia at home. Yeah, they're blowing teams out, but still, that defense is little to none. I'm hoping Auburn plays a little bit more D, and then I think they're going to have that 6.5, no problem. I like this. I like the money line though. Let's sprinkle on that as well. I like it. BYU, Kansas State. BYU 7.5 point favorites. 174.5 is the total. Yeah, give me BYU. Give me the Mormons minus that 7.5. I could do a whole conversation on. Let me just draw this comparison real quick. A couple of years ago, a bunch of golfers left the PGA to go join another league with a shit ton of money and everything, and everyone hated them for that because of differing beliefs, yada yada yada. And then BYU, which is ran by a certain church, suddenly NIL comes around and they start throwing out all that money. Huh. No one seems to bat an eye, though. Yeah, I thought BYU would be 7.5 point favorites here. Give me BYU. 10.5, 11.5 point favorites. Give me BYU minus that 7.5. I think that's free money on the ground. Jeremy, I just went over NFL. Give me like 2 minutes, and then I'll get back over to it real quick. Houston, Cincy. Houston, 6.5 point favorites, 134.5. That's easy money. Give me Houston minus that 6.5. I think Cincy is fine. I think they might be flirting with a tournament spot, one of those lower spots, but I need to see a lot more out of them. The Big 12, very competitive this year. Vanderbilt, South Carolina. Vandy, 11.5 point favorites. 156.5 is the total. God, that was a tough bowl game for Vandy. I really thought Pavia was going to pull that one out. Anyway, where am I sitting on this one? I got to remind. Golly. I need to get a new mouse like tonight. This is bad. Oh, yeah, give me Vandy. I don't even know why I'm talking about South Carolina. Niners getting that 1 seed today, Haley. We'll see. It's going to be a hell of a game. What are we doing here? Come on. All right. Kansas, UCF. Kansas 5.5 point favorites. 156.5 is the total. UCF, the Knights, they've been doing this thing where they just like to win basketball games. And I got to respect the hell out of it. They've been very nice in the Big 12 so far, and I think they're going to continue to keep it going and have been a nice addition here to basketball early in the season. 11-1 so far. Kansas struggling a little bit against some bigger opponents, but it just seems to be where Kansas is kind of sitting right now. They've kind of been in this funk the last couple of years. But give me KU minus that's 5.5. I think Vandy covers the 10.5. Yeah, I do. I got it at 11.5. So I think they cover the 11.5. I think they cover 10. North Carolina, SMU. SMU beat Arizona yesterday in the Holiday Bowl, so I cannot bet on SMU. Give me UNC minus that 1.5. I think it'll be a tight game like it's being predicted, but not that tight. Tennessee, Arkansas. 2.5 point favorites. 157.5 is the total. Give me Arkansas. I'm not a fan of this game personally. I'm probably going to stay off of it, if anything. I think Tennessee and Arkansas are very much one in the same. When you look at them together side by side, you watch the tape, but someone's got to win the game, and I do think it's going to be Arkansas. Bless, I've been great, bro. It's been a great start to the new year. Got a puppy. That's been freaking crazy. But yeah, I'm going to stay off of this game. Bucks, Panthers, give me the Bucks today minus that 3. What's up, Prime K? Good morning, Braden. How you doing, brah? What else? Tennessee, Arkansas. Duke, Florida State. Duke, 15.5 point favorites. Give me Duke minus the 15.5. FSU ain't shit in basketball. Arizona, Utah. Arizona, 18.5 point favorites. 161.5 is the total. Go ahead and give me the over on this one, first of all. I like Arizona's been slamming those overs for me lately, and I've absolutely been cashing on them, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I think they win this game outright. 18.5 is a little tight. Arizona has been coming out of the gates a little slower, and so personally, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this game on. I'm going to wait until about the first 4-minute break, have Utah catch up a little bit, and probably catch that line at hopefully 9.5, if I'm going to be honest. You're going to the game, Prime? That's lit, dude. Have a great time. Doing good, Braden. Thank you, brother. I like the Bucks minus the 2 or minus 3. I caught it at minus 3 earlier today, so I like it. My college basketball team, I'm a Wildcat, baby. Alum and everything. Bear down, go Cats. And Arizona will absolutely wipe the floor with Michigan. Absolutely. No question about it. Like Michigan, I like the way they've come out. It's going to sound bad. They play too fast. They play too fast. If they go up against an Arizona defense or like a legit defense, they're going to start running into issues and playing slow. So that's just where I see that. Anyway. UCLA, Iowa, another game I'm staying away from, but I am kind of leaning on UCLA plus that 6.5. Illinois, Penn State. I don't know what's going on with Penn State athletics the last couple of this season in general when it comes to basketball and football. But give me Illinois minus that 14.5. Purdue, Wisconsin. Give me Purdue minus that 6.5. Nice try, Wisconsin. And Florida, Missouri. I'm probably leaning on Missouri plus that 7.5 if we're going to be completely honest. And then just for fun, I do have one NHL game I'm on today. Where are ya? Nope, that's next Saturday. Nope, that's Sunday. There we go. I gotta learn my days. I am on the Red Wings over the Penguins on the money line today. We're looking good. Like St. John's minus 12s. I usually like St. John's minus 12. How much could I make? How much could I make on what? I don't know how much I could make. Florida fan, I'm wondering if you think we'll, Florida, huh? Go Gators. Nice thing about college basketball, it's a long season. I think the sports book especially is going to keep pushing them, and they're going to stay in the top 25. Even if they lose to Missouri this week, I do think they can stay in the top 25. They'll get like that pity 25 spot. But yeah, I don't know. Florida's a tricky team. That defense needs to show up a little bit more. How much can I make on all the games today? If I'm doing my math right. I haven't placed all my bets yet. I'm waiting to see if a couple of lines come down for me. A little bit closer to kickoff. But in initial bets I have right now, I'll probably make a rack or something. Justin, I like UCLA too, dude. I'm kind of on them. But it's kind of a scary game for me, so I'm probably sitting away from it. Yeah, no, not last year good. And then, you know what I mean? It's hard to do everything twice. And then coming out of the gates and facing an Arizona team that, had their sights set on you going into the season. Like, yeah, man, that's tough. That's tough. And then, and I do think that's just part of the Florida issue, though, is, it was just last year. And we think about these teams all the time. Like, I haven't thought about Florida much this year at all because, they're winning games 9-4. They're not terrible, but are they a top 25 team right now? I think there's an argument that they're not. I do. But then again, Purdue is number one always, so. Why is the Kansas UCF money line so close? Well, that'd be because Kansas does like to shit the bed sometimes. That's why. Plus 180, minus 218. I mean, meh. I've seen worse. That one doesn't insult me in my intelligence. You know what I mean? I don't feel that, but I do like KU today, minus that 5.5. Anyway, that is all the time I have today. I gotta get some stuff done around the house before I kick back, relax, open a beer, and just watch sports all day. So I'm going to go and get that done. But hey, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. Shout out to everyone here on Rumble, over on YouTube, X, TikTok. Y'all are the best. If you like what we're cooking, please hit those like buttons, hit the follow buttons. Does help out a lot more than you know. I will be live tomorrow morning breaking down the entire rest of the NFL Week 18 slate and reacting to what happened today. It should be a great time. But with all that being said, thank you all again for listening. Thank you all again for watching. I, of course, have been the Brofict one, AJ, and I'll see you next time on Degenerate Takes.